Hi, this video is going through the first AAT sample assessment on the AAT website. Can I just sort of reiterate, we are doing the Finance Act 20 with effect from January 21 exams. They have got the old ones on there as well at the moment, so just make sure you are definitely picking up the right one. So let me share my screen. Wait a minute, hang on. Wrong thing. Sorry. So this one, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Right. So task 1, 10 marks. In the tax exam, you've got 2.5 hours. And the number of marks is actually the percentage. I think it does add up to 100 on the tax exam. Many of the questions are under 10 marks, which means the most that you will get on your feedback is met. It's only ever exceeded if it's 10 or more marks. So task 1 is your first human marked question, and it is the only truly written question that you will have on the tax exam. The other human marked questions are a tax computation, a share calculation, and an inheritance tax computation. So looking at this one, you work for a small firm of chartered accountants. You have received an email from a whistleblower stating that one of your clients owned a very busy car wash located in the car park of a restaurant. You have checked the client's file and the only business declared to HMRC is a restaurant. Using the AAT guidelines, explain what steps you should take regarding this possible irregularity. So you do have sort of information that you can click on if you need it down here. But this kind of question, I mean, there's a bit of guidance on tax evasion there. Let's just have a look. You should never be knowingly involved in tax evasion. It's appropriate to act for a client to rectify their affairs. So if you confront them with it and they sort of say, oh yeah, we've been doing that, but we're going to fix it, then that would sort of be okay. But didn't really tell you very much. Taxpayers and members' responsibilities. So it's the taxpayers' responsibility to submit and complete their filings. If you're the accountant, there's a bit of information there. Bear in mind duty of confidentiality to the client. You are acting as agent of the client. Act in good faith when dealing with HMRC. Professional skepticism. Where acting as a tax agent, you're not required to do an audit to verify the figures, but a member should take care not to be associated with the presentation of facts they know or believe to be incorrect or misleading. Yeah, so there's a few bits and bobs there, but nothing terribly exciting. So the real issue here is, are they money laundering? Are they basically having a business where they're not declaring their profits and therefore not paying their taxes? And that's really what you need to get to the, the point, pardon me, in this question. So the first step, it would be necessary to investigate the claims. So perhaps a visit to the premises would be a good idea, or frank discussion with the client to establish whether or not it is true. I mean, they might say it's not them, but you really then want some evidence. I suppose you could say that. So if client advises the car wash is nothing to do with them, then you could investigate further. I don't think we need to go too far down that path. If client advises it is their business, they must be advised to notify HMRC and declare income and associated taxes. They should be made aware that there might be penalties and fines associated with this, depending on how long the car wash business has been operating. Right, so you're trying to encourage them to notify, pay their tax. Of course, if they're a bit dodgy, if client refuses to notify HMRC, no choice but to cease to act on their behalf and should notify HMRC of this. However, thinking about what we just looked at in the notes, must be mindful of confidentiality, so cannot advise HMRC about the business of the car wash and suspected money laundering. Who they work for. They work for a small firm of chartered accountants. So as work for a firm of chartered accountants, there would be a money laundering reporting officer to whom the matter should be disclosed. Would have to be careful not to tip off the client about this report, as that would be tipping off offence. I'd probably just say something like that. All right, again, have a look at their suggested answer as well. But remember, whenever you look at a suggested written answer, it's not necessarily what they're expecting you to write to the letter. It's just sort of giving you an idea of the key points. Right, part B. Explain to Rupinder, oh sorry, another one of your clients, Rupinder, is 25 years old. She was born in the UK, but her domicile of origin was not the UK. So remember, domicile of origin is like when you take your father's domicile at birth. She lived abroad until she was 2 years old. So she's been in the country 23 years, if she's now 25. She has resided in the UK since then, right? So she's been here a while. Explain whether she will have deemed domicile status for the 2021 tax year. So conveniently, you've got this deemed domicile reference material. So I would literally just be kind of using this with reference to the question. So to meet condition A, Rupinder must meet all 3 criteria. So born in UK, so that's been met. Domicile of origin UK, not met. And resident since 2017-18 has been met, so therefore does not fully meet condition A. Meet condition B, Rupinder must have been UK resident for at least 15 of previous 20 years. She has lived in UK since she was 2 and is now 25, so has been in UK for 23 years. So I'm trying to apply it to the question as much as I can. Therefore, she meets condition B and is deemed domicile. So actually that's quite easy. You're literally, you know, just as long as you don't forget the information's there, it's not too bad. Right,